start with a channeled message from Dolores Cannon. It was received in the early hours of April 28th, 2021. I knew the message was going to be for the live BQH, Beyond Quantum Healing course members, but the concept and information is very universal. The subject is collective heart coherence. And Dolores starts first by being funny. She asks me if I'm ready, and I say yes. And she says, "You've been scuttlebutting around." And I found myself giggling, asking her if that was even a word. She said, "Well, you wrote it down, so it must be." And then she began straight away to send me the message. And here's what she said. "Today, I want to talk about collective heart coherence." And then she pauses. And as she paused, I'm seeing this image, and the image is of the upgraded photonic solar light energy that's coming to Earth at this time. And as it begins to beam down into our atmosphere for the whole planet, I found myself following a single beam. And as I'm following this single beam, bright beam of light, the beam came straight down to the building that contains my wellness studio in Augusta, Kansas. And as I'm watching that image, she continues, and here's how. "Those who have gathered for this event have created a strong and stable collective heart coherence energy field." And she says this next sentence so slowly that I know that it is one of the most important of the whole transmission. "This is far and away the most powerful quantum field of potential and possibility that human beings are capable of creating." And as she said those words, I watched the beam of light enter this collective heart coherence into the studio and into our heart fields. And then she continued. "And just like the sun's rays can be exponentially increased in power with a magnifying glass, so too is the photonic light that is coming to the planet. Your collective heart coherence amplifies this already powerful light to such an extent that the brilliance and intensity of this reaches literally to the stratosphere and beyond. There are those who are keenly observing humanity and its progress towards ascension and evolution, who can and have witnessed the light coming from your gathering. Candace, you and your students and supportive friends and healers might enjoy knowing that together you have created a beautiful flash of light that has reached the heavens. Something like the twinkle of a star, this flash of light has traveled farther than you have the capacity to understand at this time. It has been noticed. More than being noticed, it has been recorded. And you have the potential to continue to increase this light and power in the coming days." And then she pauses. Well, I didn't know what to say after that, and I found myself basically saying, "Well, cool." And she says, "More than cool, actually. This flash of light has the power to transform." So I asked, "Transform? Transform what?" "Anything, really. Anything. This is another version of the flash of light that is the very divine spark of life itself. What you have done basically is taken the very nucleus of your original life force energy and combined it in this heart coherency to manifest a huge, powerful laser beam of love. And this love can move mountains and manifest miracles. Some of these miracles have already begun to form. I would suggest those of you who have come together and created this collective heart coherence take note, as you have the opportunity to focus and direct this power and light in greatly beneficial ways. I would add that the planned events of the day and your upcoming gathering at your farm within the portal are only going to intensify this heart-filled light's power and coherence. And then she pauses again for a long time. And I ask, is that all, Dolores? And she says, that's enough. Enjoy the next days, Candace. Give everyone my regards and let them hear me clearly say, well done. Just keep going. Just keep going and doing exactly what you are doing. You're doing good work. And I thanked her and got ready to go to the studio for that day of class. And so the following clip is from that class, the Beyond Quantum Healing live class session demonstration. And this session demo was unique in that it was a tandem session. Now, a tandem session is an exploration of a shared consciousness state. Basically, two people are the clients at the same time. The subjects, Will and Allison Brown, are husband and wife. William Brown is a talented channel, and he experienced a fully somnambulistic state for this session. His wife, Allison Brown, is a BQH practitioner, and while she was not somnambulistic in this state, she absolutely experienced this beautiful combined experience with her husband in this BQH session. And what you're about to hear is an audio clip from the final question that was posed in that session that day. I'd like just to know if there's any other concepts, information, or things that Will or Allison need to know, or this group who's observing need to know before we close the session today.
There is one final message, one final transmission. Understand that though the words that you hear may seem to be of one collective, they are all the voices of all of the individuals that are in front of you. All of you there, all of your collectives are being voiced into this, what you hear. Your energy is emanating out, and it is being received. It is being transmitted. It is being put forth, and it is being received by all that are present. Understand that you all as divine beings are all gathered for a particular reason. It is not by chance, it is not by coincidence that you are all gathered together. You all are divinely connected, divinely threaded through the universe, and will guide each other in this process. So allow this process to be yours, to heal, to comfort, and to relax one another. That is the message that is to be broadcast and transmitted across all beings. Be present now in this, as this is your message.
That is so beautiful. And just to clarify, the big thunder strike that we just heard, did that have anything to do with your message?
It did not have to do with the message, but it had to do with the energy that is in the room, that is emanating out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, at this time, I would like both Will and Allison to retain the connection, the knowledge, the expansion, the evolutionary energies that were presented to them, and begin to come back to their everyday awareness, their everyday conscious reality
in the time that feels best for them.
The fascinating thing about the thunder that was heard is that it had been rainy and cloudy all day. But that incredibly loud thunderclap shook our building and all the people and BQH students who were there. And it was the only lightning seen and the only thunder heard that entire day. It really was quite extraordinary.